Dragon Ball Super has really made Goku the star of the show, so let's go back and look at Son Goku's top 10 moments in the entire Dragon Ball Saga. Intro, start. So let's start out with a bang. We're going to start out with number 10, the fusion of Goku and Vegeta. This was two rivals coming together in an unprecedented way to try to defeat Majin Buu. I mean, this is definitely should be on the list, and I think number 10 makes the most sense. So, yeah, this was an incredible moment in the Dragon Ball Z story. It also really showed the development of Vegeta as a character and Goku as well. So that is what I'm going with at number 10. Moving on to number 9. Number 9 is definitely the achievement of Super Saiyan Blue form or Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. I don't care which one you refer to it as. It is definitely interesting that in order to achieve this form, they have to make sure that their ki doesn't leak out, which is the complete opposite of what they do to achieve Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3. So those forms in Super have pretty much become irrelevant. I mean, you did get to see them a little bit in the Beerus fight, but for the most part, it seems like Super Saiyan Blue is going to be the go-to transformation, and I think it's a pretty cool transformation, but it's still not high enough on the list to get into the top 7. So at number 9, Super Saiyan Blue. Now, we're going to go back even further beyond Super and Z, going all the way back to Dragon Ball. What an amazing moment this was. Goku fighting King Piccolo in the World Martial Arts Tournament. It was just awesome. I think that it was definitely one of the top moments in Dragon Ball, in this Dragon Ball series. He finally won the World Martial Arts Tournament after 3 different tournaments. He finally was able to win. Not to mention, he had a hole in him. Piccolo was just an absolute beast of a villain at that point. And it was also the first time that we got to see some Z-type aspects to the series. A lot of fighting, a lot of power-up, a lot of screaming. You know, Z. So that would definitely be my number 8. Moving on to number 7. Now we're getting to the nitty-gritty, guys. Goku defeating Kid Buu with his Super Saiyan Spirit Bomb, which was really, really cool. I thought that was just an absolutely awesome moment in Dragon Ball Z. You know, he uses the Spirit Bomb, the technique that King Kai taught him at the very beginning. It was like it came full circle. Finally, the Spirit Bomb worked. I think that was the first villain that the Spirit Bomb did work on, was Kid Buu. It only took 296 episodes, but finally, the Spirit Bomb worked, and I think that was a pretty awesome moment. And then him just turning into Super Saiyan just to finish it off. It's pretty cool. 2 techniques combined together. Pretty cool way, and that definitely deserves our number 7 spot. But if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, this would have to be in your top 10, this next one. At number 6, Goku versus Vegeta. Gallic Gun versus Kamehameha. Absolutely awesome scene. The power clashes, the 2 attacks, techniques coming together. What an amazing moment this was in Dragon Ball history. I remember watching this as a kid, just being in awe of this scene, and it was pretty cool. It was definitely one of those top moments that you won't forget. And I definitely think that it deserves to be number 6 on the list. And yeah, um, I'm not sure if I could say much more about it. Goku pushes himself to the limit. He uses his 4 times Kaioken and just overwhelms Vegeta. A prince who has royal blood gets taken out by a commoner. And that was just a cool scene. So, yeah, at number 6, the power clash of the Gallic Gun versus Kamehameha. Now we are going to move on to number 5. Number 5 in the list. We're going to go all the way back to Dragon Ball again. And this is Goku defeating the Red Ribbon Army. Now, I chose the Path to Power to show you this scene because I think it does the best job of showing the defeat of the Red Ribbon Army. And this all culminates in the whole entire saga of Dragon Ball, because this scene right here will set up the future events that occur in the history of, in the Cell Saga, with the history of Trunks and everything. This scene right here will set it all up. Dr. Gero loses his mind having his Red Ribbon Army defeated. And talking more about this scene, I just thought Path to Power did a great job showing the defeat of the Red Ribbon Army. And Goku, they kind of did something where it was almost like he was going Super Saiyan. His hair spikes up with his anger and everything. It was really, really cool. So this would have to be a number 5 moment just because of, the importance of it in the whole entire history of Dragon Ball. So, yeah, at number 5, Goku defeats the Red Ribbon Army. Now, guys, number 4. This is obvious. If you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, this has to be within the top 5. Goku turning Super Saiyan 3. Oh my gosh, was this amazing. Just the whole entire scene, the culmination of music, of visuals, of everything, the power-up. I mean, this tells you all you need to know. Sean Schemmel actually passed out in the booth while recording this, so it has to be just in that top 5. And it was an amazing scene, let me tell you. And the design for Super Saiyan 3 was something to behold. Something incredibly different, unique. No eyebrows, which was weird, but what are you going to do? And then they culminated all together with a display of Goku going through his different forms, going from an adult down to a kid, and it was just awesome. The 2 thumbs up for the display of it. It was just great, and I definitely think it deserves to be in the top 4. And this was definitely the highlight for me in the Buu saga. And one last thing, I know that when it came out on home media, I bought it having never seen any of the Buu saga before it because it was just too cool. I had heard about Super Saiyan 3, and it was just amazing. And that's all I can say about that. So yeah, number 4, Goku's Super Saiyan 3 transformation. Now, guys, we're going to go to number 3, which is a very iconic scene in Dragon Ball Z, which is Goku sacrificing himself for his son Gohan. I don't think that you could say that this should be any lower on the list, that's for sure. Maybe it could have been higher, but I think you guys will agree with my top 2 picks. But this scene is just unbelievable. Now, when I originally watched it as a kid, I didn't appreciate the scene as much because Goku was not my favorite character. My favorite character was Trunks. And when Goku sacrificed himself for his son, I was like, okay. But what really upset me about the whole thing is whenever Cell came back and killed Trunks, I was so mad at Goku. Just so mad. But since that point in time, Goku is now my favorite from Z, and it's hard to watch this scene. It really is. It is a sad, sad scene to watch. The only good thing about it is, hey, people in Dragon Ball don't stay dead for long, so hey, what are you gonna do? But yeah, what an amazing scene. Number 3 on my list, and definitely deserves it. So, we're gonna move back to Dragon Ball Super, or Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, however you want to say it. I chose Battle of Gods depiction of this because I think it's a really good job. But number 2 on my list is Goku Becomes a God. I mean, come on, guys. Him becoming a god was just ridiculous. Super Saiyan God form. And I have to say, out of all the transformations, this one might be my favorite, other than the original Super Saiyan. Is just awesome. I think it makes so much more sense than Super Saiyan 4. I mean, the idea of him finally being able to control his ki, and instead of becoming this really buff, overpowered being, he becomes skinny, thin, and it's all a combination of power inside the body and the soul, and his ki being inside his body, as opposed to it leaking out like his other transformations. So I just thought it made a lot of sense. And then the red hair was cool. And then the tranquility of it all, his hair not standing up like it did as a Super Saiyan, just to show that he has tranquility finally, and that he has achieved a form of tranquility with great power. I just think that made so much more sense than Super Saiyan 4. So that would be number 2. And if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, number 1 on this list had to have been obvious. Goku turning Super Saiyan. Oh my gosh, was this absolutely amazing. I can't say enough about this scene. This scene represents Dragon Ball, the history of Dragon Ball, the entirety saga of Dragon Ball to a T. This had to be number 1 on my list, and I hope you guys all agree. Goku turning Super Saiyan against Frieza. Wow. When I first saw this, holy cow. It was amazing. And at that point in time, Goku was my favorite. Now, when Trunks came and cut Frieza up, Goku lost some credibility with me. But, my gosh, what an awesome scene. And, I hope you guys enjoy listening to this over again. And I just think, again, it is number 1. It's number 1 in the moments of Goku. It might even be number 1 in the entire saga of Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. This scene might be number 1 of all time, because it is that good. And I hope you like this video. Thumbs up. Yeah, we'll talk to you later, YouTube. Bye.